I call Claire Hockey to be followed by Maurice Corrie. Ms Hockey, please.
I refer members to my entry in the Register of Interests in that I'm a registered mental health nurse and currently hold an honorary contract with NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde. I'm very grateful for today's opportunity to discuss safe injecting rooms. This will now be the third occasion that I have spoken in favour of this type of healthcare facility, which is proven around the world to save lives. It's a huge source of frustration to me that this Parliament is unable to pass legislation which would allow safe injecting facilities to be established in Scotland, a place where they are greatly needed. Presiding Officer, a 10-minute drive from my constituency office in Rutherglen is the heart of Glasgow city centre. A city centre where street injecting of heroin continues, where associated health issues are on the rise and where people who use drugs are risking their lives on a daily basis. Many of them have long-standing heroin usage, despite repeated rounds of existing treatments such as methadone and residential rehabilitation, and yet their addiction and the risk to public health and public order remains. Research undertaken by Glasgow City Health and Social Care Partnership suggests that there are approximately 400 to 500 people injecting drugs in public places in the city centre on a regular basis. However, many of them don't have the option of taking drugs in a clean and secure environment. These drugs are often taken in alleys, hidden under bridges, on waste ground and in dark public car parks. And each and every day, these people risk their lives if they overdose out of sight with no immediate help available to them. The scale of Glasgow's problem can be evidenced when looking at the proportion of Scotland's drug-related deaths occurring in the city. And of the 867 drug-related deaths in 2016, 30% of them, 257, took place within the Greater Glasgow and Clyde NHS board area. The statistic of 257 deaths in Glasgow is not merely a statistic. It's an individual person with their own story and background. Their mothers, fathers, sons and daughters who are let down by a UK drug policy and a UK government who refuses to look at the evidence of successive years with safe injection facilities overseas. As members will be aware, not only in Glasgow counting the cost of drug-related deaths, the city is also in the midst of an HIV outbreak, currently involving 120 people. As reported by ITV's Peter Smith last month, almost every person diagnosed with HIV in Glasgow uses heroin, and its prevalence is spreading faster than anywhere else in the UK. In a step that will only exacerbate the growing problem, in September of last year, Network Rail, as Alison Johnson alluded to, closed their needle exchange service in Central Station. This service was Scotland's busiest, handing out over 1,000 clean injecting sets to people each month and benefiting 2,000 since it was opened in 2016. As it stands, it's extremely difficult to control the spread of the virus. Therefore, new ways of thinking are required. Drastic public health issues need drastic solutions. In 2015, Glasgow City Health and Social Care Partnership published a report entitled Tackling the Chaos, or Taking Away the Chaos, which looked specifically at health needs of people who inject drugs in public places in Glasgow city centre. They concluded quite explicitly in the report that a way to deal with public drug use is to provide safe, managed spaces for people to inject. As we've heard, not one single person has ever died in a drug consumption room, whilst they improve access to and increase integration between existing services. Within the Taking Away the Chaos report, particular reference was made of giving people the opportunity to access housing services, social work, welfare advice, primary care and drug counsellors, all under one roof. Indeed, in a 2014 study into 62 drug consumption facilities across Europe, it was found that they provided a wide range of auxiliary services, treating people holistically, looking at all of their health and social care needs, treating the whole person, because that is exactly what those addicted to drugs are, people, not addicts, not users, and they deserve the best evidence-based care that we can provide. But the benefits of safe injecting rooms aren't unique to those who use drugs, but to wider society too. They would reduce the risk of public injecting. They would reduce drug-related litter, and they would cut down on the number of people sharing injecting equipment, which in turn reduces the behaviours that increase the risk of HIV and hepatitis C transmission. Presiding Officer, the only thing standing in the way of introducing a facility in Glasgow is the UK government and its drug laws. It's clear from today that we have cross-party support here in Holyrood. However, this is also the case in Westminster and at local government level too. Earlier this month, Glasgow City Council passed a motion unanimously supporting a drug consumption facility in the city, including support from the Conservative group. And in contrast, other UK cities which have previously considered such measure, the evidence shows that the scale of public injecting in Glasgow and its associated implications to the user and wider societies justifies the introduction of a pilot facility in the city. Presiding Officer, this is not a political issue, it's a public health issue. And while politicians debate drug policy, lives are being lost and families and friends are being bereaved. I therefore call on the UK Government to look at the evidence, to listen to the calls not only from politicians, but from the Scottish Drugs Forum and health professionals, and do the right thing. No one is naive enough to think that the introduction of a safe injecting facility will be a silver bullet. However, with sensible policies from Westminster and at Holyrood and at a local level, we can make great progress in tackling this crisis. Scotland's unhealthy relationship with drugs is not changing, so it's time to change our laws.
Thank you very much, Ms Hawkey. I call Maurice